Hello and good morning. Let's take a look here. It says writing on desk. If you see any writing on your desk, you need to report it because if not, I will assume perhaps you wrote on the desk. So please report it. Also, number two, homework, classwork is due tonight, but your test is open till Wednesday. Let's take a look here. Let's work these. We're going to skip chapter 5. So this one right here, we're going to distribute. So we're going to have 2 times x, 2 times 4, and then we're going to solve this. We're going to add 8 and then divide by 2. Okay, on this one right here, you have to find the least common denominator. When you add or subtract, it's 12, 3 times 4. So you want to multiply this by 3. So you get 9 over 12 plus, multiply this one by 4, and you get 4 over 12, which equals 13 over 12, which equals 1 and 1/12. Make sure you know how to add and subtract fractions. Let's go to this next one. You're multiplying. So all you're going to do is multiply straight across. So 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 3 is 12, and then 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 12 4, and you're done, 0.25. This one right here, you're going to go ahead and flip this fraction right here and then multiply. So it's 3 over 4 times 3 over 1. So 3 times 3 is 9 over 4. 4 goes into 9 twice with 1 left over. Make sure you can do that, okay? Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. All right, let's go to this right here. We're going on to chapter 6, the number system. Go to page 294 and copy that table. So let's take a look. Page 294. Copy this table right here. Okay, it's in your book. Let's take a look at example 1. What you're doing is just writing this number here. This is Egyptian hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics, yes. So this right here has 2 fish. 2 fish is worth 100,000. So 2 of these, 100,000. Then you have 3 of these lotus flowers. That's 1,000. 3 of them. The heel you have 4, so that's 4 tens, and then 2 ones. Add it all up, and that's what you get. Okay, and that's what you're going to be doing today. Example 2, they want you to take this and convert it. Well, this is 2,000, and thousands represent the lotus flower. And then you have 300, so it's 100, 200, 300, so that's 3 of these. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and then a 1 on the end. 5 tens, 5 heels. Example 3, you're adding this up. Here it is right here. You can make conversions, like if you get 10 of these heels, which are worth 10 points, and you get 10 of them, that's 100, so you can add a scroll. So you can cash in, so to speak. And then finally, this last one right here, when you borrow, you got to pay attention. So if you can't subtract, you need to borrow from the one before it. Okay, so if you look here, 6 heel bones cannot be removed from 4 heel bones. So you got 6 of these and 4 of those. So you're going to borrow a scroll and replace it with 10 of these. So you have more than enough. So it's like borrowing, okay? And then this last one here, you have to write it in, and actually we're not doing the Egyptian. Yeah, we are. Okay, so this one right here, you got to rewrite it into what they have. And I guess they did it. Oh, that was just a check. All right, so your assignment for today, for this class, and write this down, page 300, 1 to 32. Make sure you have that table copied down. All right, let's turn our attention now to college algebra. Okay, so work that problem right there. Also, I'm going to say the same thing that I said in the other class. If there's writing on your desk, writing on desk, report. Make sure you do that, okay? Because if not, I'm going to assume the writing came from you. Okay, also homework, classwork is due today, and your test is open till Wednesday. Well, let's take a look here. Functions. Oh, this one right here. Perpendicular. So you got to solve this for y. So you're going to get 3y equals negative 2x plus 10, because you got to move the 2x over here. It changes, right? You're going to divide by 3. All we want is the slope. So the slope is this, but we want perpendicular. So you got to flip it and change it, and that's what it is. So it's going to be y minus my y equals my slope, and then x minus my x. So this right here, let's see how they want it. Okay, so you could leave it in point slope. You could change that to a plus and clean it up a little bit, but there it is. All right, we're going to go into 2.2, which is functions. All right, each domain, a function, in order to be a function, every x domain has to have only one y. Write that down. Okay, so graph these points right here. So over 2 up 11, over 2 up 10, over 3 up 8, over 4 up 5, and over 5 up 1. Well, this one fails the vertical line test. If you do a vertical line and it hits 2 points, it's not a function. So this one is not a function. And you might say, why? Well, not only does it hit 2 points, but if you look here, the domain is 2, and it has 2 different y's. It has an 11 and it has a 10, and it violates this right here, where every x has only one y. Now let's talk about the next one. X is called the independent variable, write that down, and y depends on whatever you pick for x. Let's take a look here. What we're going to do, rather than graphing it, and you could, and use the vertical line test, we're going to solve this for y. So we're going to get y equals 1 minus x squared, and this one would be a function. So this one is yes. This one, however, you're going to get y squared equals 1 plus x, and then you're going to do the square root of both sides. And when you do that, you get this. And because this is a plus or a minus, that gives you 2 different y values, and therefore you can't have that. So this one is not a function, this one is a function. Okay? Make sure you check your answers. Copy down this problem right here. Okay, so this is the function right here. And by the way, these are in your book if you need to look at them. What you're going to do is just substitute an x as 2. So you're going to have negative 2 squared plus 4 times 2 plus 1. Now this is 2 times 2. The negative is not squared, so that's a negative 4 plus 8 plus 1. This is 9 minus 4, which gives you 5. This one right here, you're just substituting a t. So it's going to be negative t squared plus 4 times t plus 1. It's just a substitution for that one. This one right here, you got to substitute all of that. So it's going to be a negative x plus 2 quantity squared plus 4 times x plus 2 plus 1. So you actually have to do FOIL here. And then when you're done, you have to distribute 4 times 2 is 8. You have to distribute that negative. So you're going to do FOIL first, and then whatever you get, which is going to be 3 terms, you have to distribute that negative sign. Make sure you do that. If you get stuck on those, let me know. And then one more here. This one right here, it says, let f of x equal 0. Well, this is f of x. So what you're going to do is put x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. You're going to try to factor it. This one does factor. It's 2 and 3. A negative 2 and a negative 3. So your answer is going to be, when you solve this, you're going to get x equals 2 and x equals 3, and you're done. There it is. This one right here, I'm going to need some more paper, but this one right here is a function, and they say let both functions equal each other. So you're going to say x squared plus 1 is equal to this one, and then you're going to solve that equation. So you're going to add x squared over here. That becomes 2x squared. You're going to move let me think here, you're going to move the 3x over here, so that's going to become a negative 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. And then at this point, you have to try to factor it or use the quadratic equation. Remember, this one's going to be a little more complicated because you got to do 2 times 1, which equals 2, and then you got to look for factors that give you 3. So this is going to be 1 times 2 adds up to give you 3. Remember how you had to do the, let's see, 1x and 2x, and they both have to be negatives. And this right here is actually going to be group factoring, where you have to factor out an x, so that's going to be 2x minus 1. This one you're going to factor out a negative, so it's going to be 2x minus 1, and so you're going to factor out 2x minus 1 from both of these, and you're left with x minus 1. And then you set each of these equal to 0, so 2x minus 1, you raise it up a little bit, 2x minus 1 equals 0. You're going to move the 1 and divide by 2, and you're done with that one. This one, you're going to move it over to the other side and get x equals 1. So you got 2 answers right here, and there it is. Today, you're doing this work right here. Okay, tomorrow, we're going to talk about domains.